What are memories of your matches with the British Bulldogs, Davey Boy and Dynamite?
God, they were easy, weren't they?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I have nothing but, I've always asked that many times. I have nothing but positive remarks about those guys, especially with Dynamite. Dynamite, for his size, he was so dynamic and so explosive and so acrobatic and fiery that I think people actually forgot that he was so small. And then Davey Boy, even physically as big as he wasn't a big guy either. But they worked so good together. They had the power with Davey Boy, the excitement. I don't know how you could have a bad match with those guys.
No, when they'd walk out to the ring, they had as big a pop as what we had, and you get two teams like that together. Everything that you did, the people were with it. I mean, it was fun, and it was easy.
Yeah, and there again, there are very few teams that we worked with that weren't as giving in the match as we were. They wanted the match to be good, because if the match is good, the entertainment value is terrific. People are going to buy more tickets.
So they're all for business.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, and a lot of teams don't trust the team that you're working with because they think, they'd eat you alive.
Gobble them up. Yeah.
These guys that worked with us, we would do whatever we wanted to do, and it was fine for them because we knew it was for the match.
Right.
And that's the respect that we had, I think, with all the other tag teams.
And when it's their turn to shine, they would shine too.
How about Strike Force? What was it like working with those guys?
Strike Force was Tito and
Rick
Martel.
Martel.
The other one was Can-Am, right?
Yeah. That was
Zink.
Tom Zink.
Yeah.
Another one of those Minnesota guys.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's a quitter.
I won't get into that. Strike Force was a different blend too. I think they put Tito into that right after Tom Zink. I think they were pushing the Can-Am connection a little bit more. And I don't know. I think Martel got hurt at one point when we were out in Oakland. We did a.
I think his wife was sick and had to go home.
Yeah.
It was him and Tito.
But they were both good guys, both good friends of ours. And,
incredible workers.
Yeah, we bumped into them. I bumped into them at Legends things. I think the initial burst, if anything hurt those guys, it wasn't those two guys. But it was the initial burst of the Can-Am and then changing it and putting a new product in there and trying to push it. And it really, it caught on, but it never went as far as I think the Can-Ams would.
Yeah, and with the Can-Ams, it was like Tom Zink was that young guy that nobody knew.
Yeah.
And he kind of looked like Rick Martel.
The fans going to get behind him?
Well, they were doing unbelievable, and something happened where Tom ended up quitting. Yeah. And then they had to bring Tito in. So Tito was that second guy coming in.
You got to remold Tito.
Yeah.
Tito was already a star.
Your series with the Bulldogs. You wrestled a lot with the Bulldogs.
God, what an experience that was.
Yeah.
Those guys can work. They're working son of a guns. But, you didn't know if you were going to get ribbed or, And what helped us out is we had Fuji for the manager, so Fuji's the king of the ribs. So they never ribbed us, but still in the back of your mind, everything you did, you wondered what could happen next,
Yeah. Did they ever pull anything cute in the middle of a match, like with a rib or anything like that?
No,
nothing like that.
No, the dog was the rib for us. He'd come in the ring and turn the dog on us.
Oh, okay.
That dog was nuts too.
Yeah. Is Dynamite Kid? A lot of people say he was the greatest. Is he as good as they all say?
You mean wrestling wise? Yeah. Before he hurt his back and all that stuff, he could do anything.
Yeah.
He could. Snuka flying off the top of the cage and all that stuff. That was, Dynamite would do a flip off the top and land. That's how he was back then.
Yeah.
He was good. He could work.
Now you worked with him after his back injury, right? Now was he hard to work with? Not difficult, but just physically was he? Was it hard because he was kind of limited?
Well, it was different because you were so used to what he could do.
Yeah.
So you had to work around it, but you didn't know he was really hurt. You could see it, the way he walked and everything, but, he sure didn't sell it,
Memories of your series with Strike Force?
you can't ask for two nicer guys than Rick Martel and Tito Santana. I mean, they would do anything that you want to do, and they could work.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a bad situation when, you know, Zink and Martel were together, because in the WWF, that was the Rock and Roll Express down there, you know, and these guys are even better looking and better bodies and can even work better. You know, Bill and I thought, you know, this could be the biggest thing that's ever happened.
Yeah.
And I really don't know the whole story behind why Zink quit or anything, but that really hurt Rick.
Yeah.
And not that Tito's not the guy, you know, I mean, Tito's unbelievable, but to replace a tag team like that with Tito, it's like, you know, bringing in Brian Adams instead of Axe, and
right.
You know, it's great, but it ain't.
It's not Axe.
It's not the deal.
Yeah. Now, you guys had an interesting series of matches with the Powers of Pain, kind of in a similar situation like you were in Crockett, where they just kind of left and started right away with the WWE.
Yeah, I couldn't figure that out.
Yeah.
What the whole, you know, and you never do know. You just got to make the best of whatever it is. And, you know, those guys were, you know, my best friends too, you know. You know, Lipinski, he's a Minnesota guy, you know.
Right.
And Barbarian, you know, we're in North Carolina, him and his wife, we're at dinner all the time out there. So, I mean, I couldn't figure out the whole situation, why they'd even do that.
Yeah.
They're trying to kill us off a little bit, because then they're going to bring the Road Warriors in. And I was, that kind of messed me up why they did that. They should have brought the Road Warriors in and kept us doing exactly what we were doing.
Yeah.
And had them, you know, do something and maybe put us all together. So it's a 4-man deal or something, and beat up everybody.
Yeah.
And then have a feud or something and build it up. But it was just like they put the Powers of Pain against us to turn Fuji babyface and get rid of him, and tried to put masks on us like they were trying to kill us off to bring the Road Warriors in.
Yeah.
But then when we went against the Road Warriors, we were over more than they were, and then it killed them. I mean, whoever thought of it wanted it both to die.
It was really bizarre because it seemed like Powers of Pain came in right away, worked with you guys for a little while, and then you guys stopped working together, and then like a year later you guys started working together again. It was really bizarre how that happened.
It was almost like we were getting over too strong, and they didn't want to get over that strong.
Yeah, yeah.
Memories of working with Powers of Pain, Warlord and Barbarian.
We had good matches with the Powers of Pain. I think of the two, of course, Barbarian was a much more polished worker.
Right.
Terry was so big and so muscle-bound.
Yeah, he tried.
Yeah, and he could do everything, but it just didn't seem right because he was so...
It didn't look smooth, but I mean, he could do it. But
Mechanical.
Barbarian,
Yeah.
I mean, Barbarian's, he's a professional. He's a smooth guy. And what the stuff he did looked like he was killing you.
Oh, yeah.
Never. And then sometimes some of the things that Terry would do didn't look good, but they killed you.
But don't get us wrong. I mean, Terry was just the greatest guy in everything, and his gimmick was his gimmick.
Yeah.
You know.
How come you guys were booked against the Powers of Pain right away, and then you guys were separated quickly, not put together for a while after that?
We never found that out.
No,
I think that they were experimenting with opponents to see what was going to click, what wasn't going to click. I think it would have done real well.
Because they were two big guys that people really believed could kick their ass.
Yeah, after a while, we had
really
gone
what
through
it was.
almost every team. They were probably thinking, and I think they prematurely turned us babyface.
Right.
Because they figured, well, geez, these guys have gone through everything. We were go out and kill people, cut their head off, piss down their throat, and fans would cheer.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't mean you have to be a good guy. They respected what we did. And then they brought these two big monsters in, Warlord and Barbarian. They figured, well, God, we'll put them against those guys. And I think they turned us babyface about a year and a half, almost 2 years before we needed to be.
Yeah. Do you think the gimmick, the Demolition gimmick? Do you think if there was no Demolition back then, do you think if somebody started and created Demolition today, that gimmick would get over today?
I think so.
You?
Yeah. I think they're ready for a gimmick like that again.